Yeah. Yesterday, what we have discussed is like we have discussed about the portal and everything, right? We don't have time to discuss right remaining the database and everything. Today we will finish the database portal as well. As of now, we are in the server pane. If we click on SQL databases, here we will see the databases. If you select any database, we came into database pane. See every time where we are working, first we need to see this object here. So then we came to know, yes, we are working on the um, database pane. We are working on the server pane. Okay, so we will see that. Okay, here first we will finish this one. If you want to copy this thing, just click on copy. I mean, it is like copy. You can do the same thing in the same SQL server. For example, I want to do some experiment. So I don't know. For example, I want to update some data in the specific table. Okay, so in that case, what we will do in the on-prem, we will take one snapshot to be on safe side. If anything goes wrong, so we can revert it back on the same database itself. The same thing here we can, database keys, database list, no, not required. So click review and create. So we are making a copy of original database. It's just like uh, I mean to say this is equivalent to database restore in the same version with another name. So this is what like if you want to do any experiment, okay, this is the one of the best way to for not disturbing the another production workloads. Okay, and I will take one more duplicate tab. Now, if you want to restore, for example, I want something, okay, like I want to go back in the past, like point in time restore. If you click restore here, okay, so it will allow you to go in the time. Okay, for example, from the late, it will show you that I was just 6. You just mention the time, okay, so it will take you that to that point. Automatically SQL Server will generate. Now I'm showing that I will go back in the like 2. It will but it is not showing any error as of now, but it will show you in the error. Why? Because I have created database in 2 days back only, but I cannot go in the past, right? Beyond that point. Okay, so I just discarding and restore. Yeah, you just mention those. For example, customer dropped an email. Harsha, please restore the database to yesterday 12:30. So at the time, you just go there and you just mention the time frame, what the UTC. Main thing, remember one thing. All the time zones that you are seeing in the UTC only. It's not IST. Okay, so you have to remember keep on UST. Okay, if you are working for Indian clients, he said like 12:30, you have to convert that into UTC and you have to do that. Okay, you just mention the database, like what is the zone redundancy and everything. Click create and just deploy. So again, for 60 rupees going to cost for me. So that's the reason I discarded. Now I want to export this database to backup storage. So sometimes what will happen? Yeah, it got succeeded. Okay. If I go to resource here, see, demo copy was there. Now I can do whatever experiment I can delete, I can test the DML changes, whatever I can do. Once the job done, I can just rightly go for delete. So there is no copy, take the backup logups where we need to check that half of the job was done. Okay. So here Yeah, if I want to export, so in the SQL Server, how many types of backups are there? Full differential log, right? So here, like backpack, deckpack is there, right? So SQL Azure SQL database will work only for backpack. Okay, if you click the backpack, give the demo, fry trial, select the storage account. Harsha DB storage account is there. Hat, yeah, container, nothing but store, one folder in the storage account. Select that account, give the password, click OK. So done. So export operation for demo database has been expected, and it will show that. Now what I need to, I already showed you that, I will show you some import export history. Now we need to switch to this thing where it at server level, come to export import history. See, this is running as 1% has been completed. Yesterday, for before teaching you, I will just check, cross check once again. I have cross check for this server. So this I have imported to the existing database from the storage account. Okay, this has been completed. I will move to 9. Export, you know that, right? It is going to accept only backpack. Okay, now I will go to the portal. Go to storage account. See, these are the databases. When you see, just now it got exported. See now, 2 6 8 12. Right now 813 is there. So this is how it is going to export the backups. If you want, now the customer is asking, Harsha, I don't want to depend on the default backups which is happening on the database, to be on safe side. To be on safe side, just export the database backups to our storage. Just have backups to our end, daily full backup like that. So if you want to do that, so this is, if you want to secure the backups, so this is the way you need to secure the backups. Okay, so backups are available in the backpack only. You can use elastic job agent, so every time it will run the job, elastic job agent will run, and it will backup will be there in the storage account. So this is how you need to take the backups in Azure, from Azure to storage account. So if you don't trust Microsoft backups, okay, default backups, what is happening in the data center? Okay, now set serve firewall. We will discuss in this class only. So if you want to delete, you can delete that. For example, if you have Azure Data Studio, you can just directly click connect on that. So it will get open in that. Okay, you can directly connect to the Visual Studio. This is just feedback, how this portal is visible, like that. And you know that this is are the overview pane. So this is the resource group where we have mentioned. Sometimes you want to know whether database is online or not. You can see here in the used to use, it was implied. This is the subscription server name. There is no elastic pool. So this is the pricing tier. So this is the earliest point. See, up to this point you can go restore your SQL Server database. Okay, now we will go to the activity log. So whatever the options that we have seen on the SQL Server pane is almost is same to all these panes. Okay, tags we already discussed, diagnose, query return. So for example, if you want to connect to the SQL Server not only using SSMS or Azure Data Studio, you can use our query reader. Okay, using query editor you can get connect to the SQL Server. You just type mention here Arshan, click OK. Now you can uh, run the tables. select star from. So this is how you can, I mean, it no need to go to the SSMS only. Sometimes where we don't have SSMS install and you want to check the data, this option is from when while working from that time onwards, this query editor is still in preview. It means almost 4 years. Okay, so you know that compute and storage. So this compute storage will allow you to change the base service tier and what is the maximum size. So what is the maximum utilization DTU percentage? As of now, it is utilizing 100% DTUs, 100 DTUs. Okay. Uh, so this is the price estimated pricing. So this is how you can get you about your configurations and everything. For example, your application sometimes, Harsha, you have deployed the database, so we are using .NET application, we are using JDBC. They will ask you that please provide the connection string. Okay, so if you are providing Microsoft authentication, or if you are using like a .NET application, you just send that password and you just rename the password here. You need to ask them that, okay, please use your username here and the password here. Okay, you just mention those like you just highlight in the yellow color and you can forward it. So you can use it. So connection string will change for every application. So PHP for like this. Okay, ODBC for like this. Okay, so you need to change accordingly. Oh, you need to change accordingly. So accordingly you have to set it. Come to properties. We already discussed just the collision, server name, blah blah, everything. Log. Okay, you know that, right? Cannot be written here. Okay, so if you want to protect this log, if you enable the log at the server, it means you can directly do that in the it directly protect the databases as well. But remember one thing, that even though if this database is protected, I cannot delete it, but using SSMS I am able to delete it. Okay, this lock will be only will protect the accidental deletes using portal, not from the SSMS. Sorry. Okay, replicas. We will see the geo. We have an option called high availability disaster recovery solutions. We will see this option as well. So sync to other databases. This is the last work. Last day I will take the data sync. This is one of the high availability. Okay, we will see this option as well. So these are like third party, even though it is a Microsoft, but it is not related to the our database administrator. That's the reason I am calling it as a third party. So Power Automate, Power BI. This is all not, we are not going to work here anything. Now auditing, so we already discussed. Okay, so like audit, if we don't want to enable auditing on server level which will affect for all the databases, then I can enable here. So now I will show you. Click enable SQL auditing, but click storage, select subscription, select the storage account, yeah, access keys and everything. Click save. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so now what happened? Now directly, if you want to see the audit logs of that, just view audit logs. So as of now, just now we have updated, right? We will see in the future. In the future means once the load was there, we will see that. For namesake, we will generate some fake workload. Okay, so just some errors. Now I am going for auditing purpose. So now you can filter this one, load more. So you can click on run editor, click OK. Now this is like default, they will give you. Okay, micro. Now see, at this point of time on this SQL server on demo database, Harsha user using this IP address, he just open the new connection. Okay, he just added the select star from table name. Okay, he just executed select star from emp name. It got executed. Why we got error, right? That's the reason it got false. Okay, so this is event actions. Okay, now it got executed true. Okay, so what about this? I have not seen anything like the here. What is this? Can anyone help me with that? This is reason what, whenever we open a new query, so background we have some queries. Okay, see, this is nothing but system schemas only. Okay, so whenever you open new query, internal, some queries internally will get executed. Those queries also will also get recorded here. So you can use filter command. Okay, I don't require it as of now. See, you can use the filter or even time. Okay. So this is how, see, whenever you got right, you this query will by default here Microsoft will give. Okay, so what as per our requirement, I don't want top five. So you can execute like this and you can change the filters as per your requirement. So this is how simple it will, right? But if you go with the Kusto and everything, it will be very bit hard. So we need to take the help from the respective admins. Ledger, I said I am not going. This is very like very huge topic, and like even though I didn't explore much. Okay, data discovery and classification. Yeah. So what is mean data discovery and classification? What it is going to discovery? What it is going to classify? So in the US we have in the US and Europe we have some rules and regulations regarding the data. Okay, so what it means. Okay, so for example, if my table contains, it should be protected, or it should be no, like who are accessing that sensitive information. That is what data discovery classification means. Once we enable this option for SQL Server will I will show you in the paint. Mostly only Europe people only will use that. Why? Because they will care, like for data security for like anything. Okay, so I am having name, employee ID, mobile number, credit card number. So yeah, I am having this kind of data in table. What So what it will do, as per rules, they have the algorithm will identify. Okay, mobile number will thread. So if I know your mobile number, so is there any possibility or not? Either to do a, like anything, I can harass you. I can like try to stole. I mean, like I can send some fake links. I can rob you, right? So if everybody will have their another phone numbers, guys phone numbers, so there will be threat for the security, like internal harmony, right? So that's the reason. Okay, so if we have these kind of columns, credit card number is also very sensitive, right? So if I know your credit card details, but I can do it like anything. So if we have this kind of column names in the table, sequels the not engine, this separate engine. Okay, so data discovery and classification engine will protect those. Protect means it will label as a classification. I will show you. So what happened, if we enable, or it will will mark it as a data sensitive call, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Every data will be visible only. Only thing is, We know in the auditing purpose why this option has to be enabled means, for example, every company will have to go for auditing, right? So at that time they should know who are accessing. Okay, I will show you. Once we enable in the option in the auditing only, we get one option is data is data masked. I will show you data classification. And what is that? Data classification, data discovery, sorry. So once we enable this option like this qualification, it will see in the schema table we have a customer with the first name. So it will account number here, right? So it will identify those and it will give that some recommendations. These are like all sensitives based on my internal algorithms. If you mark it as that, it's all up to you. So you just select that columns. Okay, add classification. That's once you enable that, okay, like confidential, okay, you just marking it is important, it is a credit card number, like just marking. So in the event session, in the auditing purpose, you will get one column, data underscore sensitivity information. So if we get that, so we had a valid proof. Okay, I have said that credit card number, but I am trying to retrieve the credit card information. Okay, now the auditing company will ask me questions. Harsha, why you have checked this person credit card number? So they have valid proof, right? So I cannot deny that. Okay, so that's the reason. If you want to know who are trying to access your sensitive information, then you have to go with the data classification. Okay, data discovery and classification. That what it means. Again, you have to pay for 1,000 rupees, I think so, for every 1 month. So that's the reason I am not enabling. So if you want to do that, you just click on configure. So I am in the confidential. I will select one label here. I don't want to create the label. So once we enable this option, so the engine will detect the tables and it will give the classification. As of now, I don't have any that much of like data here. That's the reason it will not showing anything. Why? Because ID only is there on my in my table. Okay. So I'm going to dynamic data masking. Dynamic data masking, I will show you this practically. Okay. So what it means sometimes uh, some data will be there. So whenever you are trying to access the data, see we have various levels of protection. So which company do you like, which feature do you like, it's all depends upon your company requirement. Only as a DBS we are make sure if customer comes with any requirement, we are in a position that we can handle that okay. What okay, so for example, if you go with the central website of PAN number, it will show you that whenever I type the PAN number, it will show something JKK, like 123 123 4. This is my PAN number. Okay, when you try to retrieve the information, what it will come, it will come like this, right? So only few parts of the information that I have to show to the other people. So whenever you want to show this kind of data, I mean, you don't know. So even though I got five numbers or three numbers, I don't know that, right? Like everything will be got masked. Hello, like this. If you want to hide the credit card number, this is my mobile number 98850, just like dummy phone number. Okay, so I just want to hide first three numbers. I can do that. So like this, even though if we enable this option, if anybody want to try access data, is it mean like what he can do with this information? No, right? He cannot do like he cannot type 988 and he can make a call to us, right? So that's the reason this is one way of production that is called dynamic. We are masking the dynamic dynamically, right? So for these columns we are managing to this, for this column we are closing entire 8. So that's the reason we call it as a dynamic data masking. We already discussed Microsoft Cloud Defender. It will list you. Harsha, you have enabled as Harsha user and you have given high privileges, but you have not been used for so long time. It will give the prompt. We will check. Harsha, this table has not been used from so long time. You just change the schema or you just drop the table or you just move to archive. So this kind of informations it will give you. Okay, all security related. Okay, so again it will cost 1,000 rupees, sorry, 15 dollars per month. See, everything will be cost in Azure. Identity, we already discussed this thing. As of now, we don't have any practical. Why? Because it is like user identity. We don't have that real kind of application. So that's the reason. Data encryption. We will see you what exactly the database transcription. As of now, transparent database encryption is in beta version for database level, but it has been there for very long time on server level. Performance overview, so it will show you some activity. Okay, tuning mode, like everything, what is the top 5 consuming queries, so that you will get one overview of that. Recommendations, it will list you. Query performance, for example, if customer asking you that, like I want to go with the top 5 consuming queries like CPU, data IO, log, so you can go through that, you can go through the long running queries here. Okay, this query has been executed, query having query ID and CPU, data log, duration, this thing will load. This is internal. Okay, I just didn't run that. I told you that, right? Whenever we open a query, okay, it will some queries internally background will get run. So that's the thing. This is the query property. Whenever you open a new query, it will run. This is our junk queries, but to queue support, it will run. So see, based on the workload and issues, you have to work on as per. Automatic tuning, we already discussed. Alerts, for every alert you need to pay the money, and every alert we cannot configure. What are the rules, what are the alerts that has been predefined by Microsoft as well, we will use that alerts only. So I will show you one alert rule. CPU percent, if you DTU percentage, yeah, I am selecting for the CPU. Here threshold is static. If average, if CPU average is greater than 80%, and it will check for every month, it will loop back for 5 minutes. Okay, so if it will do like the if I'm creating a rule like this. Okay, information, like error or critical, rule name CPU alert. See, now for single alert, $1. $1 means how much? uh,
83.
83, this thing USD, right? 0 into USD means 8 rupees per single alert. We have to pay 18 rupees for Microsoft. You just create that, the alert will get created. So I don't have some scope here. Okay, credential, free credential, CPU percentage, action. Okay, so alert will get trigger for whom it has to reach, for whom it has to get updated. So for this reason, we have to create action group. Select action group. I don't have any action group. Since create action group. Action group nothing but just names. So this is what you need to use SMTP settings. I don't have these SMN settings. For this also again you have to pay for SSMS and everything. So once you have all these details from your uh, Azure admin, okay, so you just configure that, then you got an alerts automatically. Okay, so this is how you need to configure an alerts. Okay, uh, right now will go for the metrics. If blocked by the firewall, see I can see an standard metrics. If you want to just like perform on our SQL in on we will have perform, right? So this is where we will see that in everything, right? So the same thing here as well in the metric pane. If you want, if someone was trying to access SQL server but it is blocked by the firewall, okay, someone has joined. Yeah, so where we are. Hmm. So we will see all these. What is the deadlocks? Is any happening right now? We can see that is this just owned right now, not for the like everything. So data space is it right now. It is using 19.1 MB. So everything we will go some like what is happening right now in the SQL server. You can use we can see here, but we can use the respective metrics here. Not everything will be there, but only defined by the Microsoft itself. Auditing settings. Now if we have enabled auditing, in the auditing it is not it is going to capture only DML actions, update, insert, delete, select. It will not going to capture the deadlocks, like some query store in recommendations, timeouts, blockage, deadlocks and everything. If you want to capture those information as well, then you have to enable diagnostic settings here. Click diagnostic settings, select the logs what you want. I want to capture deadlocks, just assume like that. Okay, now give the deadlocks to whom, where I need to send storage account, which storage account, and that's it. Now click save. From this time onwards, deadlock information will also get recorded into the in our auditing log. Okay, this is the third party wizard that has been integrated. If you enable log analytics, you can able to see here task preview, export template, blah blah. For example, if we are facing any issues, first thing for database level you have to come here. Okay, once you come here, we need to see either our resources are healthy or not. So if for example you want notified, okay, you can click here and you can see that is there any maintenance, like is there any like database or like some happen in the data center, you want to get notified in advance, you can configure. So that is now you can raise it here. For every app, for every pane in the last it will be support and troubleshooting only. So we have successfully completed the database pane. Now what I just I prepared some topics. Portal view has been completed. Linked servers, yeah. Now Now, like in the interview, Arsha, are you able to configure linked servers for Azure SQL database? Yes or no? Hello?
No,
No. What about Azure SQL database has a linked server?
no,
Yes. Okay. So, Azure SQL database can be a linked server. I have connected to the on-prem SQL server. Okay. Right, right now on-prem SQL server. I can go to the server objects. I can go for linked server. Select new linked server. Right now, Azure DBA link, and name can be anything. Select the SQL server. Name can be anything. This is not insensitive information. In the data source, you have to provide SQL server name. Come here, data. So if you don't provide any database name, it will connect to the master and you will get the issues. So for which database you want to connect to the Azure database, SQL database, okay, you have to mention. Right now in my case, it is a demo DB. Demo DB only, right? We have in test demo. Yeah, demo. Okay, now come to security. Okay, now you just select this option. Type this, your SQL authentication user only. Type the user and come to say server option. Here you need to enable RPC through RPC out. What is mean by remote procedure call? If you want to execute the stored procedures, then we both options should be enabled. By default, data access should be also true. Okay. Now click OK. Yeah, it is done. Now this is our this one or this one. What is our this one? Now we are able to successfully ping the Azure SQL database. Now, yeah. Now you just come here, come here. So see now, this is the Azure linked server name what we have given. This is database name for DBO schema and table. By default, linked server will be slow. Please don't mind. Okay. If we got the results, see, we got the results. So this is how you can configure Azure SQL database as a linked server to the on-prem SQL servers. Okay. But right now, if I connect to Azure SQL database here and I'm trying to configure, no, there is no chance for that. Okay. Uh, may I know, are you, yeah, everybody will understand that, right?
Yes, Harsha.
Yeah.
yes.
So we have successfully showed you how we used to configure linked server. Now we will go for the
Harsha,
yeah,
is vice versa is possible from Azure SQL to on-premises? Can we create a link server?
from Azure from
From Azure SQL, can we create a link server?
here.
Yeah, I'm talking about is it on Azure SQL, do we have a provision for creating a link server?
No, no, that's not possible. Only from here we are from here we are configuring like link as a linked servers. From Azure Pen we don't have that. Okay. Now we will see the elastic pools here. Okay. Uh, Now we will go here. Now we will see the elastic pools. What is mean by elastic? What is mean by elastic in general? Whenever you hear elastic, what will comes in your mind? Can anyone explain me?
expanding,
Yes, expanding. Yes, good. So
flexible.
yeah, that's good.
Flexible for resource.
Yes, the same thing. So whenever we have a requirement, it will get expand. That is what simple elastic means. Okay, I will show you. For example, you are having 10 databases. 10 databases. In 10 databases, 5 databases is not at all using anything. Only 2 databases is required more than 20 DTUs for some time. Or like only one database is required maximum utilization. So we required some kind of we have some kind of that requirement. So for each and every database I cannot do that. For every database I cannot have 10 DTUs. Why? Because even though I'm not using 10 DTUs, okay, and but I still have to pay. So in that case we have an option called elastic pool. Now I come here. Now you here one database is utilizing 90%, one database is having 50%, and one more 50, something around 55. Only all these databases having this kind of utilization. Okay, remaining all are like not using like more than 10%. So now we will see that we are having four databases: DB1, DB2, DB3, DB4. Now DB4 it is utilizing 90% for some time, and it is coming down. Again it is like 50%, 90%, 30%. See the resource utilization. The resource utilization is not at all constant. So for 12, 12.5, okay, 12.5 I'm utilizing 20 DTUs, and around 35 12.35 I'm using only 10 DTUs. 10 DTUs and 10 DTUs means that resource utilize database is not at all utilizing all the DTUs. Okay, and we have see, this is the one more example. All the databases, like all the databases continuously we are having only one 50 workload, or only one database is having like 80%. So if we have this kind of utilization in an environment, then then you are okay for the database elastic pool. Okay, now you understand what exactly elastic pool, right? Now I will show you how to create that elastic pool, how to add the databases into elastic pool, how to remove databases from the elastic pool. So and right now I'm going for the 100 DTUs for 100 GB. Review and create. So per month I need to pay 18,737 money. That is estimated. Okay, and elastic pool charge for 1 hour. Okay, for every 1 hour the pool exists, we have to pay that much account. Click create.
Harsha, one question.
Yes, please.
Suppose we create a elastic pool just for a 1 hour. After that, we drop it. So, what will be the pricing for that elastic pool?
Within 1 hour, whatever money, so this is per month, right? So we have to calculate, once we get the bill, then only I can say. Okay, so within 1 hour, I mean, it is not, it is per month. See, even Microsoft is also not defining. It will say estimated. Okay, it will not show that exact this much amount only you have to pay. As per the utilization, you have to pay the money. So it will not, even Microsoft will decide this much of amount you have to pay. Now, the interviewer will ask you what is elastic pool. You said that okay, for databases we like we are having utilization, but few databases required high utilization, remaining all required low utilization. So instead of having individual databases and having very price, so we can combine all this into one pool. We call that pick on elastic pool. The elastic pool, how many if database require 10 DTUs, it will go to the 10 DTUs, and it will come down once the requirement got completed. So this is how you can. So they will ask you, is there any formula for that? Yes, we have a formula. it is a DTU based. To how many number of databases we have, what is the average utilization per DB, number of concurrent peaking DBs into peak DT utilization of the per DB. I will show. Yeah. Now this is the formula. Let's say you are having 5 databases. Okay, here then I have to give 5. On average, each database utilization is 10 DTUs. So each database is utilizing by default average. Okay, 10 DTUs it is using. Okay, comma, like how many databases, 2 databases are in peak by default, and remaining or utilization is like 10, peak utilization per db. Okay, it will go beyond up to 20. Okay, but each database can go for 20. So we have formula, we got 50 40, which is the maximum 50. So now like you need to go with the 50 dtus as per standard. Okay, so this the using this formula, if you don't know anything about like what is utilization, how many database, so you can use this formula. This is like estimated, this is not the final. Okay, so directly you can go with the 50 dtus and you can deploy. Okay, so I will share this work snap. Okay, now so the same thing will apply for the like for vcore model as well. Okay, that's it from the elastic pool. We have successfully deployed elastic pool. Now we will show you how to configure. This is configure not. Now we got it right. So again, if you want to increase, you can increase. If you want to change, now click on databases, add database, click demo database, click apply. See, we have successfully added the database, click save. Okay, now you want to put a restriction. Why? Because let's assume that I'm having 100 DTUs. One database is utilizing more than 90%. What about other databases? We will get right. See, if we have 10 members, okay, and we went to the hotel, if one person is eating everybody's meals, then how it could be look like? Okay, it's not good look, right? So we have a condition as well. Okay, if you want, you can go through that. Okay, elastic pool configure. So here they come here databases. I just uh, deployment to the resource group RG fail underlying API that might be helpful. Right reply, no problem. We'll see. Hello.